Well, with that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, 71 yards. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2. To the air again, Prescott. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Well, let's get back to the playoff picture. We talked about the AFC. Let's look at the NFC. That race starting to come into focus. We know most of the teams. Seahawks, 49ers, Saints, and Packers all in. Vikings in good shape. How do you handicap this race? It seems like anyone can beat anyone.
I think you're spot on, because if you were going into the playoffs with these teams that we're going to talk about, who would you make the absolute favorite? It could be anyone, right? It could be Seattle. It could be San Francisco. It could be New Orleans. I know Minnesota's probably going to come in as a wild card. Green Bay will come in as a division champ, it looks like. But bottom line is, Dallas or Philadelphia's got to win the NFC East. And I don't know that anyone wants to go to their home field and play when they have to play in a divisional game. So when you get it all together, and maybe that would be a wild card, I would guess, because they'd be the 4th team in. But when you put it all together, it is absolutely wide open about who wins the NFC and represents for the Lombardi Trophy.
This throw complete. Wilson finding Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
Let's go. Shit. Watch the shit. Alert. Right there. 54, right there. 54 miles. All day, every day, any day. Check safety. Check 9. Let's go double count right here, double count.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And all the way in Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we... Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Watch the run, watch the run.
Well enough. Check out route.
From the 45 on second down, Wilson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Right there. 53.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
We got double up. Go. Look left. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. It's caught, Lockett, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Look left. Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch QB drop. Hey, 0. Good.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. It'll be Carson. They run for it. And he is going to come up empty here as they stop him short of the goal line. And this will remain a 1-score game as the lead holds at 7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Going for the deep ball. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
All day, defense, all day, all day. Shift.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Let's go, fellas.
The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
All day, play. Check.
12. Go, guys. 4 down.
There. Whip. Watch the knife.
Throwing is Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Alert.
Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Quick dash. Come. Mike 54. Mike. Reload. Hey, watch the slant. Go.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson.
Go.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
Myers connects on the PAT. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On first down, Wilson. Short throw to Disley. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
36 power. Rush in.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
One left. Friday.
Play clock all the way to 0. Didn't get the snap off. 5-yard penalty.
And you see the head coach writing that note on his play sheet right now. He's going to be addressing that with his staff. A sense of urgency, get to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
It's just me and you.
Check 50.
Now Wilson on second down. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play there for Seattle. 45 yards.
First down, Seahawks.
Heavy on the edges.
He's checked.
Penny, a first down carry. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
Mike 5-4. Let's go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson throwing left side. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14. Wilson now 14 out of 17, 82%. And it's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Bobby Wagner, the former second rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. Prescott to throw it. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down. On fourth, they do snap it to Prescott. Out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 54.
Let's go. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. You got tight.
Here's Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
380. Mike 5-4.
Bang, 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 bang.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Jam, 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 jam.
Hey, 0. Switch.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Josh Gordon, 39 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now Myers for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Seahawks 40, Cowboys 12. Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
On the move to his left. Oh, he's looking long for Witten. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth. And
the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on 4th down. Let's see what's in store here. Throwing, Prescott. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
54. Hey, kill.
Prescott now. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Michael Kendricks able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
The Cowboys will go. Prescott letting one fly deep for Cooper. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Trey Flowers picks it. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Cooper was the target there.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, watch it. Alert 3. Alert.
Buddy.
Begin.
He's checking crack.
Run, go!
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
DeMarcus Lawrence on the stop. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
This time Wilson will throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Quick slant, caught by Moore. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Now it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. They'll run it. This is Procise. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown.